It's been a while. This is your boy Adrian Aquarius, and lately I've been out of action. But recently I was kind of in like a little small debate with women, and this is kind of really addressing two people. One being Sophia Nelson, and the other is just a random YouTuber that replied to a comment I made, and it was about sensitivity. And she made up this kind of she claims that there's research that proves that sensitivity um is not feminine or emasculating, and that it reduces heart attack. I didn't even really bother, looking it up. Um, like I told her, nobody is attracted. Women are not attracted to sensitive men. And even though she tried to say that, oh well, my brother or cousin or whomever is a bodybuilder, he's muscular and he's sensitive. I'm like, and that's his saving grace. His muscular tone. You put Steve Urkel or some cornball educated lame in the mix, and these women are not going to uh, feel protected or even attracted to this guy. Um, and now to Sophia Nelson, I have a problem with her, and it's really so many things. For starters, her being with Crystalline Carrison, you cannot be fighting for anti-bullying on YouTube, and you're with the most anti-black woman in social media. Anti this is anti-black, I should say. This is a woman who made tons of ridiculous articles, one-sided arguments, ad hominem attacks, and if you read her shit, you would be scratching your head like, what the fuck did I just read? And for her to even, for her to align with her is mind-boggling. I was watching her one of her videos, the latest one, which inspired me to make a reaction video, was that she's talking about she doesn't like it when black men are with white women or Latina women and they're happy and living good and all that shit. And I'm like, okay, but you're with Kerosene. You don't think whoever did it first, whether it's black men with white women or black women with white men, um, it is really just evening it out. I mean, you can't, because this is what happens. Because if black men were super loyal to black women, and we didn't, which would lead to the disapproval of black women being with non-black men. Hence, the anti, the, hence the non-existent support that Serena Williams has gotten from black men. Black men don't like her anymore. They don't like her husband, and all that stuff. And so when you are telling black men to be loyal to the black woman, dudes want to feel they want some reciprocation. They want, okay, hey, we want to be I'm going to be super loyal to you, so you're going to be super loyal to me. It doesn't make sense for me to limit my dating options, as they would say, only for black women to do the opposite and then tell me like, oh well, you're just a default choice. If I wanted to switch, I can switch. Fuck your feelings. Um, so I really didn't even understand her alliance and her point with that. You know, you're for interracial dating for black women, but you mad as hell when niggas do it. Get out of here. Um, but this is the issue with her whole talk of the effeminized black male. And, niggas, we've been talking about this for the longest. And it's funny how nobody's ears were open when we were talking about it. Nobody's ears were open when we were talking about, okay, women shouldn't, force men to be in their children's lives. And that if they're with deadbeat dudes, they should find alternatives such as like an uncle, a relative, or a community leader to, be there for that child. But most importantly, for like 10 years, there's been, that movement which Sarge has led of, the thugs versus lames debate. There's tons of videos, that, especially from like 2000 freaking 10, 9, where you have, black men talking about, hey man, all these women want thugs. They're not learning. They're crying about, either hopping the fence to white men, or they're talking about niggas ain't shit. And, you're right over here, and you're like, hey, I'm not in jail. Hey, I'm educated, and you're hit with the, oh well, that's what you're supposed to do. And black men are like, hey, what's up with that? Of course it's something that we're supposed to do, but you're mad at dudes who don't even um who don't even try to inspire to be like me or whatever. And this has been a conversation and a debate for years, a decade, maybe decades. And that's the main issue. We've been saying for the longest. There's tons of conscious black activists or leaders or whomever who's been saying, hey, stop dating thugs, stop dating dudes who are beneath you or can't contribute. And Sophia Nelson is on her cry box. I'm watching the video, and I believe I should have double checked, but I believe she was talking about how she was with a guy who didn't even know how to write a resume, and I'm like, just stop. Nobody is that fucking stupid, man. I mean, you can just copy and paste fucking templates. There's programs and apps that all you have to do is just type in the information and bada bing bada boom, right? It's already formatted into a resume format. And I didn't even want to believe it that she dated a dude who didn't even know how to write a freaking resume. And this is the problem with a lot of black women. Like you guys swear that y'all are like the loyalest bitch in the world if you get with these dudes, and it's really annoying. It's really lame, and like dudes like me especially, we're not even impressed with that shit. Like, oh, I was, we're not impressed with it. I don't know like what niggas you're dating and dudes are like impressed with that shit. I understand like there's some, but I mean in general when it comes to that, niggas ain't shit, and then you talking about this time that you were dating a dude who couldn't write a resume. That doesn't seem impressive. You know that's not like they were dudes who are just freaking retarded. It's like one thing like let's just say, hey man, he completed college and he was a good student, but he's fallen through hard times, lost a job, the market's dry, he didn't know where to go, he was late on some bills. I can understand some like humble beginning shit, but a lot of these females are with these dudes, man, Just like I was listening to the Omo show. You know, this girl on YouTube who's like a conscious, fake conscious chick. You know, she's talking about she's pregnant, and like the dude she's with is like not in the picture, doesn't plan to be in the picture, told her to get an abortion or whatever, and people in the comment section told her to get an abortion or whatever. She didn't listen, and because you know, they this is what a lot of black women do. They enjoy the pain. And I didn't like that she told herself this. She was talking about like the options that she could have done, whether it was abortion, adoption, or whatever. And she was talking about like, oh, that was the easy way out. I'm like, you're not obligated to do I mean, you have the chance to recollect your life. Yeah, there's conscious dudes who don't like abortion and all that dumb shit. Fuck them. You know what? Be selfish for once. Like, that's why I'm not on that hotep shit on like abortion. Like, oh yes, black women are killing their babies. You know, 5-1 compared to black to white women or some shit. I'm be on some selfish shit. This is a chance where you can reclaim your life. Go to school, finish school, do something productive. You ain't gotta be some voucher chick or some welfare chick, trying to collect some vouchers or some loose change. But nah, you want to take the hard way out because, it looks good. It makes you feel like a strong black woman. And you've watched so many Oprah specials, and you've seen the Tyler Perry movies to where the black woman is this homely woman who's abused, neglected in the hood, and she meets a God-fearing man, or even if she doesn't even really meet a man on her level, she ends up being a CEO of a company or whatever, and she's making six figures. I mean, just stop it, man. Y'all black women can't even take y'all refuse, man. Y'all refuse this, man, just to make your own lives better. And y'all black women be the main ones talking about keeping Planned Parenthood alive and funded, and y'all bitches can't even use the fucking abortion that they offer. Y'all can't even do that. Oh, it's Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian woman. I don't do that. Oh, but you having premarital sex. I was just watching a new show on TV One called Murder. It's funny with all these TV One shows about murder. They all they have to be done by the same producer because like the format is always the same with these crime shows, from For My Man or For My Woman or Fatal Attraction. Uh, the format seems to be the same. But anyways, I'm watching the premiere of Murder, and it's about a true story of a 14-year-old girl who who believed, she thought that she was pregnant by her 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 boyfriend. Well, he wasn't really claiming her like that. But let's say, okay, the nigga she was fucking with. The dude told, she came up and she was pregnant, and she thought she was pregnant. Dude told her to get an abortion. She didn't want to. She didn't want to get the abortion, and dude snapped. He killed her, suffocated her with a pillow, left her to rot on a roof, and then just left her at a park. Burnt. And I'm like, the dude's like 20. She's 14. I'm like, You know, where everybody was doing like, oh, she's a nice girl. And I'm like, I'm not victim blaming and shit, but I'm like, y'all females love these edgy dudes to death, and y'all literally do love them to death. And I just kind of scratch my head with all this white Jesus, Christianity, your grandma moralizing you, you know, teaching you right from wrong, and y'all still fuck up. Hey, dudes ain't perfect, but damn, you don't need to be with them. You don't need to be with them. But you know, I'll make this to a part two.